All right, now on to the tomato gravy, which we have determined that most people said they like it salty, peppery, and just a little sweet.
Yeah.
I'll bet you Harlan Sanders had tomato gravy, and that taste is almost exactly what his scalloped tomatoes recipe that he used to have in his diner. Remember what I'm saying?
I do, I remember that.
That taste triggered, I'm like, I remember having that as a kid, and then I remember when she made that out of his original recipe, I'm like, wow, there it is. He was smart, he knew his stuff.
Yes, he was.
All right, let's take some of that wonderful bacon grease.
This is cool enough now that I can actually pour for you.
So we're gonna take that much.
Good?
What is it, a tablespoon and a half? Oh, let's go a little bit more.
More?
You know what, maybe a little bit of that stuff.
But that makes it good.
Won't hurt. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a half of a small onion and a little bit of a shallot for a depth of flavor there. I want that deep bacon, tomato, onion, wonderful flavor when it goes on the biscuits, and like I said, just a tad of sugar to get that acid back a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna chop your onions.
That's good. So now with our, and I'm just eyeballing this, and I'm just kind of going from a recipe from taste. So we're gonna get our onions, a little bit of shallot. You don't have to use either one if you don't want, but I really do think for the depth of flavor, it just adds something special. What we have here
is a great smell.
It's a great smell. If you want, you can put a little flour in here and start your roux type thing going on. Or in the end, you can come through with a little more of a cornstarch slurry. So we've got a roux going there. If you will, I'm gonna stir this up just a little bit. Go ahead and pour my tomatoes in there. Look how brown those onions are. We're gonna do a little reduction here. Now, some people put a little bit of cream in here, but most people say, no, we're not going that route. I'll tell you what my preference is. Take you some chicken broth for that depth of flavor. And we're gonna put almost a cup in there, but now we're gonna turn it up and we're gonna really reduce this down. All right, we've got our little reduction boil going. Doesn't it smell good?
As Sammy
and
would
we
do.
haven't done anything, but you know, here's the most important thing. It's Tellicherry pepper.
Yeah.
It's gotta be
Wonderful.
peppery. Gotta be peppery.
Yummy.
You see what that did already? You smell that?
I do. It's delicious.
Oh my. So now we're gonna come back and we're gonna use some salt. You can use some chicken bouillon if you really want to bring up that flavor and go for that umami thing. All right, so I put a little flour on the front end. Put a little bit more in there. We want this to thicken up. Remember, this is called tomato gravy. Now you think about down in the South, everybody grew tomatoes and they wanted their food to go a long way.
That's right.
So look here, we're already thickening up nice.
Good.
I'm gonna turn down just a little bit. And for flavor,
sugar.
Just a little bit of sugar to knock that acid back. And for taste, because that's the remembrance I have from the Alabama thing. It had some sweetness to it. Oh, it was so good. When they put that over biscuits, oh my. Now if you wanted to, you could pump up the volume on the heat and put some red pepper in there.
No, thank you.
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that because of you.
That's right.
All right, so one last thickening. Just a little bit at a time. We're gonna put our cornstarch slurry in here. Basically, cornstarch and chicken broth.
That looks good.
Look at that. That's what it's supposed to look like.
And I'm gonna go ahead and take the biggest biscuits. What do you think?
Let's go ahead and bust those biscuits open.
Ooh.
Look at that. Look how
Nice.
flaky and beautiful those biscuits are. And again, that's an official cat head biscuit. And we're gonna ladle out this beautiful concoction on these biscuits. This is one of the things that would pop up on occasion when I was working for Kentucky Field. Pre-hunting, fishing trips. And this would be on somebody's, oh, and I loved it when it came up.
Somebody's breakfast.
Somebody's breakfast. Look at that.
Wow.
If you wanted to put just a little bit of chives on that, you could do that. What do you think?
That's delicious. That would fill your belly up. I can see how
Exactly. You think about it, you know, a long day.
Wow. That's delicious.
Is that not a beautiful combination of flavors?
That is beautiful.
I'm telling you what.
That's good.
I'm just telling you what. This is astounding.
Delicious.
But we still have some left. What are we going to do with that?
Let me get another plate.
I'll show you here in a minute.